Alright, so I just wanted to make this video to tell you about the book that is linked in the description. Because I don't know if I'll continue with these videos. I mean, I probably will, but who knows? We'll see. And I want to make sure that even if I don't continue, that the information is available to you. So, I highly suggest you check that out. Because I do want you to understand. So I understand that one of the main questions that you may be asking, is like, what do I know? Why would you listen to me? That's a valid question because I'm not an expert, but I have been where you are. I have firsthand knowledge, and our society, it's so screwed up. Everything's backwards in our society. And one of the many things, is that we tend to listen to, we think the experts are people that have all the information third hand. And we value third hand knowledge over first hand knowledge, which, doesn't make a lot of sense, I don't think. Because people with first hand knowledge, they understand, they've been where you are. And yes, I'm a different person than you. But there are a lot of differences between me and you, I'm sure, but there's also similarities, and that's with any two people. And when we're dealing with these issues, we don't always deal with the exact same thing, but we do deal with similar issues. I'm sure that you can probably relate to things that I've gone through, if you're going through the same thing. If you're dealing with depression, and if you want to be happier. And the thing is that you really have nothing to lose by listening to my information, because it could absolutely better your life. And it's free. I'm not charging for it. Don't think that just because it's free, it's like basic. Like, it's not basic at all. This information I want people to have this information because I think it'll benefit them. I think this information is needed, in fact, because, the reason I do what I'm doing, it's because I believe it needs to be done. This information, I won't say no one's talking about it, because there's definitely people talking about it. There's actualize.org, for example, which is where it inspired me to do this. And in general, there's a whole group, there's groups of people that understand the importance of mindset, right? There's Joe Dispenza and stuff like that, and even a lot of the New Age stuff, those groups understand. I'm not New Age, I don't support the New Age thinking, but I do agree with everything is mindset. Everything is mindset. I mean, that's kind of why I'm doing what I'm doing. So anyhow, that's a reason I think that my viewpoint is a different viewpoint than you're usually used to hearing. I'm very practical. Everything I'm saying is practical. Everything I'm saying is you can go out and you can prove it yourself. And I encourage you to do so. And like I said, you have nothing to lose. It doesn't cost any money. The book is free. It does take a little time to read the book, like 20 minutes a day, maybe, for about a month. And if you go over the book, that'll take more time too, which I encourage you to do. The information, some of the techniques might take a little bit of time. Like meditation might take about 10 minutes. Prayer, gratitude exercise that only takes about a couple seconds to do. I do encourage better health and taking care of yourself and getting enough sleep, because that's a big point of it, and getting sunlight, and that can take time, but those are not really the main points that you're probably against, because you know that those are good advice overall. The thing that you're probably most against, because you're brainwashed by society's way of thinking, is that you can't change your thoughts. It's not that simple to change your thoughts. And it really, truly is. I mean, think of something right now. Okay, now think of something else. Hey, you just changed your thoughts. But I know that you make that excuse that you can't do this. I know, because I used to be there. I'm not criticizing you. I'm never criticizing you. Because I've been where you are. And I understand that I'm fighting an uphill battle here, which is why this knowledge needs to be known, because we think we're so intelligent nowadays because we have a lot of intelligence, but we don't have wisdom. We lack wisdom. We have a huge lack of wisdom, and it can be seen in why philosophy is so undervalued in our society. And I know it sounds ridiculous to say that philosophy is as important as science, but it really is. You look at AI right now, and, the intelligence, the science of building that AI is one thing, but the philosophy is thinking of the consequences of that. And that's what philosophy is. It's thinking about things. It's not just copying information, reading information, and repeating it, or using that information. I mean, I know knowledge is a little bit more than just repeating information, but philosophy is thinking about things and the consequences of things. And it's a very important thing. Wisdom is very important. It's as important as intelligence. If you look at Dungeons and Dragons, you have your intelligence score and you have your wisdom score. And they do different things. And because we lack wisdom, because we don't appreciate philosophy, we don't appreciate thinking about things, we are literally becoming what every story has warned us about. The human destruction by its own hubris. There's been so many stories and allegories. Atlantis being one of them, one of the big ones that was destroyed by its own hubris, and we're doing the exact same thing. and it's funny because we even make sci-fi movies and tell ourselves that, we warn ourselves about this, but we still do it because we lack wisdom, because our intelligent people are not wise. And I'm already our destruction, honestly. I don't foresee this going well. I don't necessarily think that we'll have a robot uprising, but there's a lot of things that AI can screw up. I don't see a scenario where this turns out well, honestly. And I got a little sidetracked, but just wanted to talk about the importance of wisdom, because that's why we have depression, why we allow ourselves to be controlled by our emotions instead of knowing how to utilize our emotions to help us. And the book explains all that and so much more. It's a great book. I hope people appreciate it and use the information in it to better their lives. Because I tried so hard to give them a bunch of information. And I hope it's valued. So anyhow, check out that book because it really will change your life. I mean, if you do what the book says and work on changing your mindset, you finish the book and you start working on your mindset for 3 months, because that's how long it takes for habits to kick in. I guarantee you that your life will be so much better. And it's just it's change of mindset. It's all mindset. It's just you change it. I know it sounds ridiculous to you. Well, maybe not to you, but it depends on where your mind, how aware you are. But to a lot of people who are not aware, which is kind of the main people I'm trying to reach, the ones that are miserable and hate life, you'll be amazed how just changing your mindset will change everything. It's not an exaggeration. It's not woohoo, like airy-fairy, fictional stuff. It's practical, provable, actual fact. So please check out that book and read it and do the exercises. And have a good life. Thank you. And your minimum action for the day, if you decide to do it, is to look at the book. Click on the link, open the book, and start working on it. All right. Till next time. Have a good night.